we'll do the live thing first. Like. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bigmark podcast. It's me, your host, Bigmark. If it's your first time watching, welcome. If not, welcome back. Like I always say, if you want to let us know anything, if you want to DM us, if you want to suggest a podcast topic, if you want to come on the podcast, that's how these guys got here. DM us on our Twitter at the Bigmark Pod or on our Instagram at the Bigmark Podcast. If you ever wanted to donate to the podcast, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/thebigmarkpod. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and then share it with all your friends. If you share it with one friend, we'll double the podcast overnight. And again, thank you so much. If you really like what you hear, please give us a 5-star review wherever you're listening. I know it doesn't sound like much, but it really does help the podcast. And I'm happy we got a little new view. We got a little new action. This is a bit of a different camera angle of the studio. And I'd like to introduce you to my friends. I got my buddy Scott. I got my buddy Tristan. We're back in it.
Yo, yo, yo.
Welcome back to Scott Mallon.
What's going on?
And welcome to Tristan. How are you?
I'm out here. Out here.
Right on. Welcome to the show. It's interesting when we always start these.
Got a phone call in the first 2 seconds perfect. We go live. That's perfect. Exactly what you want.
Exactly. That's why we do this. This is how we do things around here. And it's always interesting. We were just kind of talking about before we started, on these guest episodes, I kind of don't really like to have like a topic. And I find that like somewhat eases people's woes a little bit because they're kind of like, okay, I don't have to talk about anything specific, but then it's also scary because it's like, well, then what are we going to talk about?
Yeah, because now we're just 3 friends having a drink, hanging out on a what day does this drop? Wednesday?
I think this comes out on Wednesday, but it's a Monday.
We don't we're doing it live.
We don't hide. Yeah, we don't hide anything from our listeners.
Oh, well,
this is all completely edited. None of the words I'm saying right now are actually the words. This is curated by an artificial intelligence program.
Speaking of curated,
Curation.
that's how this whole thing kind of came up the other day. So a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Someone in this room turned 30 years old. We're not going to name names. And there might have been 1, 2, 3 adult beverages consumed per
times
hour.
What?
Per hour. Over 7 hours. And the 3 of us were playing a little slap cup. Like we were turning 20 instead of 30. Mm-hmm. And we got chatting. And I'd been on before, the highest rated episode ever in 100%. The history of the Bigmark podcast.
By far.
I've listened to it 100 times, so.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, I know. I fall asleep to it every night. And then the 3 of us started chatting.
It's constantly playing in your house.
I was like, are you looking for a podcast guest? And as Mark said at the top of the show, yeah, we are.
Hell yeah.
Tristan said...
What did I say, Scott?
Tristan said, he had a few. No, he said, would you be able to have an T&S Social Curation services?
And then slapped a cup off the table.
And then slapped the cup, drank another, threw it in Mark's face. Slapped Mark, threw him across the table.
Correct.
And
here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Talking about, we were just talking about as we were setting up is bits that have gone too far.
Long bits. You guys are all watching my longest bit. Thank you.
Yes. And
subscribe.
Friday mornings, if you are a T&S Social Curation follower, you are subscribed to our longest bit, Tristan and I's.
That's correct. That Friday feeling. If you're ever in need of a selection of highly tastefully curated tunes to start off your weekend.
A vibe, if you will.
A vibe, a mood, a lifestyle. It's not just the day of the week, as we say.
It's in the bio. How did we start this?
Yeah.
This was you.
Wow. Good question.
So like we started just saying, because our guy friends, we always do Floral Fridays.
Okay.
When we were going out to the bar, Everyone throws on a floral.
Like this.
It's currently Friday.
Sorry, we didn't hand out the memo. This
Mark
is
and
our
I are
fault.
literally twins today.
It's just because we played on the same basketball team. We're just used to dressing the same.
These were the warm-ups.
This is our St. Mary's uniform.
This was no.
Old
This
Navy
was our this was our Brody Reckley warm-up.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, we definitely needed to look swanky there.
Yeah.
'Cause we needed all the help we could get.
We're trying to win fit of the week.
We're trying to win.
Fit of the week. That's,
Period.
That's literally something they do.
Oh really?
Yeah, fit of the week.
Yeah, that was a tremendous league.
Well, we gotta let's put a pin on that because
Yeah,
we're
put a
coming
pin
back
on
to this because unfortunately our teams played this week. But the thing, so we always did Floral Fridays, and Tristan and I one day someone just started being like, "Man, Floral Friday, that Friday feeling is so good." Like, and we're always fighting over the aux,
Okay.
and we're just putting on. We find we're always putting on a certain type of song. Like and people are always trying to one up with like the either like the throwback or
Right.
the new hidden banger.
Okay.
Famously, our friend Jacob found Matoma's Sunday Morning. I wanna get high on a Sunday morning. Yeah, absolute banger.
Don't sing anymore. They'll pull us off YouTube.
Yeah, of course. That's a contentious issue on its own because Tristan's girlfriend Sam thinks that she found it despite literally everyone being like,
Not true.
Sam, shout out. I know you're gonna listen to this.
It's now on recording
I'm
on
so
the internet
sorry,
forever,
but like,
so now
you
it's-
didn't find it. And
Set
then
in stone.
so
Yeah.
like those are the kind of thing we'd always do. And then Tristan just starts sending me like plans.
Okay.
And I said, "What are you doing?"
I don't remember doing this, to be honest.
You then this is where the bit went too far. Is Tristan sends me a link to an Instagram page, and it's a private page, and it has no posts,
Okay, I
no
remember
followers,
this. I remember
and it's just at that Friday or at TS Social Curation Services.
Okay.
And I'm like, stop. We're not doing this. Because this was a joke name that I had used for a party like 6 years before.
Oh no.
And how old were you turning that?
I think I was turning like 24. Like it was a long time
Because you
ago.
just turned 30, right?
I don't know.
That checks out.
We don't know who.
It checks out.
One of the three of us might have been me.
The math checks out.
Tristan's girlfriend Sam, who unfortunately did not find Matoma Sunday Morning, but she did be amazing at graphic design. Tristan absolutely forces her to make mock assets for this not real endeavor.
Oh, it's real.
Thank you, Sam.
Shout out Sam.
It looks great.
Sam.
It all looks great.
Hey, shout out Sam. The amount of time that Sam has dedicated to putting out the content for us started at like a 50. She's like, we're gonna slowly blend the shades based off of the season, and as we approach fall, we go to cooler tones. As we come to spring, it's warmer tones. Summer will be nice and bright, and then we go back down as we go into fall and winter. We're like, okay,
Get
just
after
are
it.
like, yeah, here's
Right.
15 songs.
Yeah. This is the songs now.
And then I kept on saying, stop this, don't message me.
Needs to stop.
And then I don't know what point it was, but you were just like, hey, what if we launched the week before Labor Day? And I was like, both of us just went, yeah, great idea. That's a perfect weekend
Right.
for everybody to listen to music. It's not. Why wouldn't you launch on the long weekend? Like, we're so stupid. Wait till the end of the summer where nobody's around, nobody cares anymore, and they're like, yeah, whatever, I'll listen to this.
There you go.
And then there we were. We now have like a process. Our password is for everything is the same. We're obviously not gonna say it.
What is it? I ask hard-hitting questions
Yeah,
on this show. Just remember that.
But they're all like jokes about like our friends' names and
Unreal.
stuff. Is
Oh, man.
all the passwords. And at the beginning, we had very hard and fast rules.
What was one of the rules? I can't remember.
One was
honestly.
so we the one that we have kept is you cannot have a song repeat within a year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we've only had maybe 5 or 6 repeats like to date, and like it was for our 1-year anniversary. Tristan
Special
and I's,
occasions.
Tristan and I's 1-year
Okay.
anniversary. It had nothing to do with T&S.
Yeah.
Tristan and I.
Okay.
We had a few repeats. We just said, okay, let's just put each of us just put your 10 favorite songs to get you in the mood for Friday. And the other rules were like, I used to do a caption every week for Tristan to put in,
Oh, yeah.
and he would do the order, and that was the division, and we put a lot of effort into it because you were like,
Too much time.
Tristan would be messaging me on a Thursday night, be like, oh my god, should we put Justin Bieber and Chance the Rapper second, or is that too much Canadian artists at the top? I don't know if it flows good
Canadian
in the
artist
second
top
one.
heavy.
And then I'm like, okay, send me the songs you're thinking, and I'll give you my thoughts. And then I'm like, what do you think of this for a caption? And it's like, stay based. And he's like, I don't know, it sounds good.
And then you talked
Absolute
a half hour on the punctuation.
And then we're like, should we do estimate?
period?
No, what emoji should we use? And
No
then
period. Just do
Tristan's
nothing.
like, yo, throw a gas tank in there. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, let's
Yeah.
go. Fuel. One of them literally, I think, was fueled up. That was the whole caption. Fueled up with like 20 gas emojis.
Telling you, it's simple. It's clean.
The other one we had was you can only respond to comments on our page with emojis. You can never say words. If
Just
you want to
immediate
talk to
delete.
us, send us DMs.
Just immediately deleted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no.
As soon as someone
I made
says
that
one
mistake several times. It
Yeah.
was deleted.
Yeah,
immediately.
Tristan wrote back like, nice on. Nice on. And I was like, delete.
Word,
no.
great job.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been like a wild ride.
Yeah.
Like, it's good. We have like we like all the same music, but in our Friday feeling, we take a very like different approach / like genres.
Okay.
Because of we've now been doing this. It'll be 2 years in August.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's wild.
I think we've only skipped like 3 weeks. Like one was we were on vacation, and we're like, I don't want to do this. Both of us, us two and our better halves went out east, and we're just like, there's no way we're doing this while we're out there.
Not today.
Wasn't in the
No,
cards.
we would have got yelled at. We're like, yo, Sam, it's your vacation too. Can you
Can you whip up a quick graphic?
While you're here.
I think we would have got like thrown onto the Black Rocks at Peggy's Cove, and they would have been like, see you later.
Yeah, bye now. Oh, no.
But yeah, like I'll take some risks with some rock. Here's the thing: our audience likes a certain vibe, and we know them.
Right.
We don't put a lot of country, we don't put a lot of rock.
Okay.
There's not any like super deep into the hip hop channels. A lot is very like neutral pop,
Right.
R&B. Like we have some poppy hip hop and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But it's very like, if we're like say political spectrum here of like
Sure.
left is hip hop, right is rock,
Okay.
and then the middle's pop. It hangs
very
center
centrist.
left, center right. It
Okay.
hangs around the middle.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
Because it's not just music for us to listen to.
Right.
We have that as well, but
Absolute-
that's separate. So like both of us though will every now and then it's like you throw on, you're like, let's just see what the crew says about Luke Combs
Right,
this
right.
weekend. So like I usually do like pop, rock,
Okay.
indie. Tristan, I don't know your approach to.
I'll typically do, I don't know, some funkier, groovy. It'll lend itself to hip hop, the R&B,
Cool.
blend in with the EDM kind of space.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
Now, when you say like your audience, is that do you just kind of see that like who follows you on Instagram or who listens to them? What kind of analytics? do you
Last
see?
time I checked, we have the playlist. That Friday Feeling itself, the playlist has 127 followers.
Yeah. Something like
on
that.
Spotify or
On
is
Spotify,
it on
yeah.
Okay.
It's all on Spotify. Everything's Spotify.
Unreal.
We're not putting on everything else because it's just too much work.
Sure. No, I mean,
and then like
realistically.
you also get into weird stuff of like who has the rights to certain songs. Like you couldn't necessarily make the same playlist on Amazon Music or Apple Music.
That's
et
very
cetera, et
fair.
cetera.
That's very fair.
So like we're not like a podcast where you're the content creator. Like we're
Yeah, I hear you.
using the artist work to make this.
Exactly.
And like at the end of the day, it's just like us picking 15 songs that we think people might want to listen to.
Oh, of course.
But yeah, it's on Spotify. We have like 120 something listeners.
Great. Hopefully more after this.
We didn't think people were taking it seriously. Like we're like, no one listens to this, whatever. Like our friends just smash follow and then ignore it.
Right.
And then like 1 week we post at 10 a.m. on Friday mornings. 1 week it's like 10:15. We're both in meetings. My phone is blowing up.
No way.
People are messaging me going like, you ruined my day. This is last week's. Fuck you. I'm just like,
People are snapping.
oh. I'm like, I don't know T&S.
Sure.
I just talk to them. I don't know who they are. I don't control it.
I don't understand.
Tristan's the one who signed in on his devices, not me.
Right, exactly. Come on.
But the weird thing is like the reliance on the Spotify algorithm to bring you the songs that you're finding.
Oh yeah.
Like your Discover Weekly is sometimes like straight fire.
Mm-hmm.
Other times you ask for your money back for the month.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So that's where you're getting most of your inspiration is like from Spotify.
So from Spotify itself, yes.
Right.
For me, I also, funny enough, I feel weird saying this, TikTok. I follow a couple music curators on TikTok.
Yeah.
I
No.
found out some new tunes that I wouldn't have heard of otherwise.
The
Sure.
TikTok dance is also like, because they're earworms usually, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah. No, okay,
that's-
for sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
I just find that you have to always be like actively listening no matter where you are. So whether you're at a bar, restaurant, whatever, you're like, oh, I like this tune. It has that Friday feeling. You're
Right.
Shazamming it
What's the
before your dinner
What's
comes
the
kind of
weirdest thing you have to do to get a Shazam?
Oh, I think I once just straight up asked, hey, like, what's this song? Like, and they brought me like the whole playlist basically.
Unreal.
Like, hey, follow our playlist on Spotify.
Where were you?
I think that one was at Bread Bar
Oh, nice.
on James Street.
Unreal.
I was in I think it was when we were like waiting for our rental car in Halifax. I was like, Net, what's this song? And she's like, oh, it's really good. And we couldn't get close now because it's just like background music playing on like the speaker on the ceiling of the building. I was like holding my phone up above my head, like fully stretched out on my tiptoes, like get the song before it changes. And it was actually a CeeLo Green song. It was an
no way.
absolute banger.
Trying to find like some lyrics and like Google the lyrics.
Yo, that's the other one. Is you hear like two things and you're like, remember that. Get to your phone. You're like,
And the is.
I will
Yeah.
always love you.
Yeah. I'm sad.
Search.
Yeah.
What do you remember from the song? They definitely said love you.
Right. Over and over and over.
Yeah. Huh. Well.
Well, here's 16 million songs.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, that's a lot of playlists.
Yeah. I mean, the algorithm does its job. Jesus. Works.
Does its works.
Does its work?
Yeah, that's it. That's the way.
Yes, it does. We also have some friends that have very different like music. Like one, shout out Llama Elana Llama Andrews. She's into like super like poppy indie rock that's like not on the radio, like you don't hear it everywhere.
Sure.
She also lives in the UK, so like gets a lot of different recommendations based off geography and
She
stuff.
has a really cool method of getting new music recommendations.
What'd she do?
This is genius.
This
you
is
go.
amazing. So she has a Spotify playlist curated around songs that potential dates have sent her via Tinder.
No way.
I forget what it's actually
Her
called.
dating app question, like her prompt is like, send me a song
Send me a song.
No way.
And she uses that to evaluate.
if you're trash.
Exactly.
Sure. It's a good evaluation. That's hilarious. Oh my god,
Man,
that's so
that
smart.
playlist has like bangers.
Bangers.
I bet.
Also a lot of bad ones. So
Oh,
like
for
she's like, if it's a bad one, she'll leave it. You can't change it. You got to take the good with the bad. It's like dating.
Yeah,
You got to
literally.
take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
Luckily, the three of us have only good.
Yeah, exactly.
course.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's it's like a very some weeks you have a flood
Sure.
and you can work. We usually plan. We like to work a week out. at least, like always 1 week ahead.
Helps.
And we like to have it to Sam Thursday mornings, because then she can do it like anytime. Like now it's pretty much just a template. We have a few of them, and she just like keeps it in order and throws in the songs. We're good. But there's weeks where you're like, oh, the Discover Weekly's bad. My friends' Discover Weeklies are bad.
Right.
The like fresh finds on Spotify is bad. Like you're going back to old playlists and you're like opening up artists and going to their page and like and like 30 seconds shuffle songs to be like, hey, no. And then you're like, sometimes you just give up and you're like, well, yeah, I guess we're just going to top 40 radio and I'm picking the first 5 songs. Here we are.
Right. Here's some Tiesto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's like, first of all, nothing wrong with this. Here's Dua Lipa. But like her songs are always there. So like everyone knows them.
Talk about TikTok shit.
We like to have the big bangers that everyone knows sometimes.
Right,
but we like to have like 1 or 2 max. And then we want to, like, my goal is someone messaged me and goes, yo, this song this week was so good. Like I loved that one specifically.
Right.
And that's another parameter that has stayed throughout our process.
It's just the
focus on smaller artists.
Yeah, small artists. We also have another rule. So we have a second playlist called Essential Tracks.
Cool.
That is our new music playlist. So we pick our 5 favorite songs that came out on the Friday. We put them out Monday mornings. So we keep the last 4 weeks. So there's always 20 songs on that playlist. You cannot put a song from Essential Tracks onto that Friday feeling until it's off that playlist. So that also takes like the first of all, like the double hits on our 2 playlists that we have. We only have 2. For now. Coming soon. Coming up.
Emoji.
Stay tuned after the break.
That's right.
Mark's doing a live read for T&S.
I'm reading The Raven.
Yeah, we actually
by Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah. We did that rule so that's like, 1, you don't have them double dipping, and 2, it's like so that a song that isn't a number 1 track, I find has like a kind of 2 week like lifespan before it just
cycle
until it just like gets put kind of in the back of your mind. You're like, yeah, that was a good song. I'll listen to it at the end of the year when I get my Wrapped.
Sure. Well, think about how many songs there's ever been, and like the big famous songs, right? Like obviously there's other good songs, but like for whatever reason, maybe they just fit that time period better, or they're too like I don't know, they just make sense in that time, and then when you look back on it, you're like, what the hell was that?
Like if you think about the music that actually has like stood the test of time.
Yep.
There's not a lot.
No. If you think about it versus the amount of songs that have ever been written, for sure.
Yeah.
And released, let alone released.
We chatted about this last time we were on. It's like, who's going to be the Beatles or the Rolling Stones of like current music?
Yeah. Like I remember seeing those guys for the first time, and like 30, 40 years later, they're still here.
Are people going to Dua Lipa when she's 70? I mean, I'll be there.
Yeah.
One kiss is all it takes.
Well, look at Madonna. She's really stretched things out, right? Like, but again, old shit.
But like, think about how many pop acts, like female pop acts, were in the 80s.
Tremendous. Many.
And you have Madonna.
Sure. You have Madonna and like
maybe like Janet
what's
Jackson.
her name? Who was the girl who used to just drink rum and cokes on American Idol?
Paula Abdul. But man, she only came back into like the zeitgeist because of American Idol.
I agree. That's true.
And
that's true. Madonna.
Straight up, boy, tell me that's not Coke in that cup.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. She was like,
I'll give you $100.
I guarantee it was straight vodka.
Oh, guaranteed, man. 100%.
She was never sober. The girl couldn't clap. She missed her hands when she clapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pop fingers totally back. Good job.
You're the best. You sparkle.
You're so good at singing. And then Randy and Simon are like, what?
Yo,
These
dog. Impressions are on point. Right now.
She was horrible.
Yo, dog.
No,
that's a no for me.
She was so good.
He's like, and Simon's like, do you even have ears?
Yeah.
Like, that was the worst thing I've ever heard.
That was a horrible.
That wasn't British. That was just a speech impediment.
that was Dutch. But yeah, this whole, like, it's been a kind of like crazy ride that we've done. That's been
Sure.
like 2 years of like, honestly, it consumes a lot of time. It's
It
a fun
really
project
does.
though. And we also joke that's the most expensive bit we've ever done in our life, because like we've ordered t-shirts
Right.
that we lost money on.
Yeah.
We've
With a shipping fiasco, is that what it was?
yeah, there's a few.
Yeah.
So like we did a contest
Cool.
to get followers. It was when we hit 100 followers on the playlist and on social media on the same weekend on Instagram.
Oh, wicked.
Follow us on Instagram at T&S Social
Curation.
Curation. Yeah, okay.
Check it out.
Yeah.
We did a contest. We were gonna get 20 long sleeve shirts.
Nice.
There was a price break if we ordered 40,
Minimum order.
but we could get 20.
Right.
And it would be fine. It would cost us like, I think it was like, it'll cost us like 200 some bucks. I was like, ooh, but we get a price break of 40, and then we'll have 40 shirts.
Right.
And then we started doing the math. Well, yeah, me and you have one for sure. Duh. The gals for sure have one. So that's 4. So we're already down to 16 shirts.
Right.
We have easily 16 friends that are going to buy one. Narrator. We do not have 16 friends that want to buy one. So we did it for the contest. We gave away 5. We actually got a ton of followers that weekend too. Like it was wicked.
Did. It was fruitful.
Yeah, it was fruitful. It's worth it. Like we spent the money, but we got it's better than like, in my opinion, doing like a Facebook or Instagram advertising. No offense, guys. You're obviously watching. But when we did it, so 2 of the winners, one was Net's sister lives in Yellowknife. Luckily, that one got covered because Net's mom was sending a package up there. But the other one was a coworker of mine that lives in Massachusetts, in Boston. And that cost us over $50 Canadian to send for a t-shirt that costs $14.
What?
And we were not selling them we could not sell them for $14. We were like, yo, give us 20. And then I was like, nah. It's like, anyone want for 15? And we had like 2 people. Then we're like 10. We sold like 4 more. It's fine. I still have a shirt of boxes in my basement. It's fine.
Oh,
it's
man.
fine. No, it's fine. But it went well, right? Like that's
Hey, the people that have the shirts constantly tell me that they love them.
yo,
And they don't take them off.
that one guy, Corey NYP,
Corey NYP.
showed up to a function you're at in the T&S Social and
Yes.
was like,
One of Sam's coworkers, Kevin Hamilton, he works with Sam, and he's constantly wearing it. They just had a work retreat in Niagara, and the company, the agency photo to cap off the weekend, he was wearing our shirt.
let's go.
Yes.
So
It's part of the brand.
you take the
It's part of the
good
brand
with
of
the
that
bad.
company, technically, because Sam did it. So like,
Oh
I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah.
some pro
On their time.
some pro bono work.
On their time with
Yeah.
their programs. Whoops. But like that's
She
the
did it
thing I
after
feel
5.
with the name, it's a good name. TS looks good besides themselves. And like the shirts that I saw, like it's a fairly minimal logo.
Yeah, it's crispy.
Oh,
They
where you can get away
um,
with it. It's not like big goofy.
So we also had a fun one that Sam and Net did just for Christmas for the 2 of us as a little present to us. Is they went off script, made a little design thing, and threw them on sweaters for us. And they're sweet. We've been talking about doing one about Tristan and I fight about hoodies versus hoodies versus tank tops.
And
Tank tops or crew neck sweaters, or just you're just saying
No,
in
so
general.
he wants to do hoodies.
Okay.
I want
I
to do
do
a
like
tank
a good
top.
hoodie.
Okay.
Because
Very different.
tank tops are like $7 a shirt.
Of course. True.
Hoodies are like $40 a shirt.
Could. Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Right.
And I'm like,
But again, it's a little.
again, I still have a few shirts left
Right.
from a year ago.
Sure.
It's fine. It's fine.
Well, what if you do this? I've always thought about this. What if you say we're gonna release this shirt, you post a mock-up of it and see how many orders you get, and then order how many shirts based off that.
I think that was our thing is we were like, let's do pre-orders because our friend Andrea Pullman,
Pre-order.
shout out Andrea Pullman, she just like for fun wanted a shirt that said sucks to suck.
Yeah.
So she just posted on Insta one day and be like, would anyone like this? I got 2. And she ended up selling like 40 shirts.
Well, the whole T-shirt
like,
thing,
bring
like
the
everyone
cost
talks
down,
about
right?
T-shirts. Everyone
Yeah, you
does
just drop-
T-shirts,
drop
whether you're a
shipping,
band,
right?
whatever, right? Yeah, exactly. So
if you pre-order,
it's
if
a
you
thing.
if you get a like good place that has like good price discounts, just tell everyone, hey, we'll just go in, say you're gonna do it at cost at whatever the lowest number is.
Sure.
So at 10 shirts, they're $10 each. Cool. You maybe sell 20, you get a price breakdown to it's like $8.50 a shirt. Like you deserve that money. Keep that. Keep that for you. So it's just like, I think that's what we'll do going forward is do pre-orders.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because like it was a good chunk of change that we threw out the first time each. Like we got most of it back, like you said. Like we sold probably like maybe 20 of the shirts. So it's like we got close to break even. We were gonna put some money into it regardless.
Yeah.
But we got them done at
Start Famous.
Start Famous down on King Street, right by Sherman.
Shout out
place.
Start
They
Famous.
do amazing work.
Yeah, they're great, and like they don't gouge you. They're great stuff.
Cool.
I recommended to us from my favorite coffee shop, Vintage Coffee Shop.
Hey.
Great place down in the East End Proud. We are.
That's right.
Tristan lives like around the corner, but East End Proud
still
at
represent.
the heart. At the heart, he's like, yeah, I'm a huge East End guy.
Oh, of course. I'll
Yeah,
be
I was
attending the
bo- I was
rally.
born
That's
and
in the East
raised.
End.
Yeah, I actually you used to live right where Cafe Bafico is now.
Oh,
That is like this place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Yeah.
They
exactly.
are.
wow.
That is the wildest Instagram account you've ever seen.
Yeah.
They just like tag Rob Golfy and be like, pay for our mortgage. Like just as a bit. As a bit. They're like, buy our house.
So that's the longest running bit we know.
That's a great bit.
Wow.
They literally Photoshop Rob Golfy into their Instagram posts and are like,
Amazing.
look who showed up. And it's like a picture of donuts and it's like Rob Golfy made these. Come get them.
Why Rob Golfy?
I think just because he's got all those things of like, if I don't sell your home, I'll buy it.
Right.
And then it's like,
He's just a
Impressive.
cowboy.
well, no, there's like a massive asterisk, like a massive. It's like I'll buy it at 50% below market value.
The whole background of the image is actually an asterisk.
Yeah.
And he just wrote over it.
Yeah. It's all the text.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
His face is actually those things. Do you know that art project you
Like
used to do
point-
as a kid?
like
where they're like, yeah,
pointillism?
you write the name of you like if you're drawing a basketball,
Over and over.
you write basketball like
Yeah.
200 times
Yeah.
to make it. His is the same, but it's just the terms and conditions makes up his
His
face.
face from the billboard.
Yeah, on the billboard.
Yeah,
you
you
have to climb
you
up
have
to
to-
read it. Scan this QR code to read, but it's like a QR code that's like the size of a dime on a billboard.
Man, the East End, not to take us on too much of a tangent here, but it's starting to come back a little bit. Like Ottawa Street's starting to make moves.
I think it's fine to declare it back.
Yeah? You say it's back?
Well, I mean, I can't afford a house there anymore.
That's fair.
I mean, houses in my neighborhood. So I obviously live in the East End, like around the stadium. Not gonna tell exact address. But
People will be banging down your doors. You should
yeah,
you
houses
definitely keep that to
are
yourself.
like minimum like 600
Right.
recently, and
Right.
that's with like rate hikes.
Things, yeah.
And people going, oh, spicy. They're back down from 7 to 8 hundo down into the 6. Like,
Sure.
The thing is, they're big houses.
Right.
A lot of them just need work.
Well, the thing is, that whole area, the reason why it kind of went in and out of style, right? Like, before that was like the shit area. Sorry, it was the shit. It wasn't shitty. It was like people wanted to live there, like big homes, nice. It was like kind of near the escarpment that kind of went out. It was a lot of people that worked at Stelco and DeFasco, like OG guys that as they got promoted and started making more money, they're like, how about I buy some more land? And then they started moving to Stony Creek and Ancaster and stuff. And then what happened is
sir.
they basically, all those homes down there got turned into duplexes or triplexes, and then all of a sudden way more people are living down there and there's not as much resources. Like, it's not like there's the weirdest thing about Hamilton, basically from like downtown to like Eastgate, there's not like a mall, or sorry, downtown to like Center Mall, there's not like a lot of stuff in between. Like, there's not a lot of gas stations, not a lot of grocery stores. There's some, but only for like the amount of, if there was one family per home. But because there was so much more, it put more demand on everything down there.
Yeah.
And then crime goes up and everything that goes up with more population.
It's
Exactly.
like, the thing is, it's like so I've been down there 7 years now.
Okay.
You've obviously seen this because the first time you guys came down, you're like, whoa.
Did you grow up in Hamilton?
I did not. I grew up in Scarborough.
Okay.
And then
Shout out Jake Cole.
Yo.
shout out Jake Cole.
Because we know he's listening.
He's definitely listening. And then I've been living
He's trying to
here.
get on your next playlist, so he's definitely listening.
He's trying to join our Brody Rec
he's
team.
been-
Listen, I need some. I need some
He's
marketing.
about to get cut from CBL.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
But I've been in Hamilton since 2011, and then I haven't left.
Wicked.
The,
For school, he came down.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know what they say? Once you go Hamilton, you don't go back.
You don't go
Once you go
Hamilton.
Mac.
Hey.
Never-
Once you go Mac, you never go back to Toronto.
Right.
You never go back to Scarbs.
Do you notice that's a thing? Like a lot of people stay in Hamilton.
So I find a lot of people.
No one stays in London.
I find a lot of people
That's
want.
true.
I'm telling you.
I find a lot of people want to stay in Hamilton. A lot of people get pulled back to Toronto just because, like, university educated jobs. A lot there's limited in Hamilton. Obviously, changed a lot with pandemic of being able to work from home, et cetera, et cetera. But like, there's like Toronto's just a city of what 2.5 million people, like actually that live in Toronto proper.
Right.
Like there's just way more jobs. Like this is where business goes. If you're running a startup, if you're running like whatever, like like Mac is one of the biggest employers in Hamilton.
Sure.
And it's nothing compared to like York and U of T and Metropolitan University of Toronto.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Yes.
And again, I think it's a timing thing too, right? Like Hamilton, like especially like go back to 2011. That was kind of right at the beginning of Hamilton, like making its big moves to come back. Like again, growing up here through the 90s, even early 2000s, it just was like not the city it is now.
You did not live between Queen and the Delta.
No, man.
Like that was like you
North
you
or
do
south,
not-
really. South a little bit better.
South, yeah.
but
Like
north of
once
that-
you're up, if you're
north
up
of
near
Ma-
the like my uncle since like before I was born has lived near that No Frills on Main Street.
Yeah. Main
Yeah.
and like, what would that be? Like Walnut?
It's just past. No, it's further. It's past Victoria.
Oh yeah. What
It's
am I talking
between
about?
Victoria and Wentworth.
Wentworth, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Wentworth.
But like it's
what's
right
that
near.
one? Like
It's right near
Lottridge
Stinson.
or something weird?
No, it's down by
Stinson.
me. It's right near Stinson School,
Stinson. That's what
which
I'm thinking of.
used to be a school. Like my mom went to Stinson School as a child.
Right, there's those lofts.
But they're now like beautiful lofts. But,
Beautiful
like,
lofts.
That
Super
neighborhood was like,
Right.
oh my god! Like
Hardcore.
you're worried about your car when you're even there for like a few hours.
And even like further east, like Parkdale had like a gang called the Parkdale Gang, and they were fucking hard
Good name.
Right, I know.
What
Very
should we
rich.
call
opportunity
ourselves?
there.
I don't know, man.
Just a guy looks up. And
I don't
he's
know.
like-
No name folk band.
Yeah.
Same amount of effort put into that one.
Exactly. Shout
Check
out Reckless Harbor
Follow Reckless Harbor on Instagram
with a W.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like again, Hamilton has shifted quite a bit since then, and a lot of those homes in those areas that were pretty tough are starting to go up for sale, and you're getting people coming from Toronto, people moving in the city because there's a lot of stuff happening, and then just homeowners in the city and people like coming of age to buy homes are now starting to get them there because they're cheaper.
I think a big part of it is kind of like to bring this back to when we were talking about music is like the music and art industry. Like Art Crawl
Sure.
made James Street what it is.
Legitimately.
Like how many shows have we been to?
Art Crawl, Super Crawl.
I think the first time I met Mark,
Pub
Was that
Crawl.
This Ain't
Yeah.
Hollywood,
This
right?
Ain't Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yes.
What a
R.I.P.
show.
R.I.P.
Great
This Ain't
great
Hollywood.
bar.
Shit.
Yeah.
Great music venue for like talk about a place for like a smaller Hamilton or like smaller act to just roll through and you go like
It's It's a good 180, and it feels when there are 180 in there, it feels like 100,
Yeah.
like it feels like 200.
and they did
least.
they did a really good job of booking big acts for cool events. So like
Sure.
Dwayne Gretzky at during Supercrawl one year. Supercrawl,
So good.
absolute disaster, like shit show out on the streets.
Of course.
You just tuck in here a band that plays like Danforth Music Hall, like plays beer festivals and sells out everywhere they play. Is playing a smaller than 200 person venue, and
Seriously.
they're just like, yeah,
Yep.
why not Supercrawl?
Yep.
Let's just and they play for like 4 hours.
Oh yeah, I saw them. That was that the no? That was not in the 90s night. That was something else.
No, they just did a straight up night.
And
That was
then
just a night.
Did you see them when
Yeah.
they did at this ain't they did like it was right after Tom Petty died. They did like a full Tom Petty set,
Oh, I did not go
and it
to
was
that.
at this ain't.
I've seen them a
heard about
bunch. I
that.
didn't go to that one.
I didn't go though.
It was cool. So anyone who doesn't know what Dwayne Gretzky is, they're awesome. When they first started, at least, they're different now because they're like an actual band. But when they first started, it was basically two guys. It was this one dude and Tyler from Popular Mechanics for Kids. And they would literally just travel around different towns, and whatever musicians were in that town,
They would say, "Come on out."
yeah, and they'd be like, learn these songs, we'll rehearse a couple times. And it was awesome because wherever you'd see them, it would be like a whole new lineup.
Yeah.
Or like if you saw them in like your hometown or wherever, you'd be like, oh, I recognize this guy, or he's from this band, like super cool.
I think what ended up happening with them is they just started, like, they became super popular.
Big
so
time.
they're like, we can just do this with like Toronto Hamilton people.
Yeah, and let's just
Like
get
GTA.
yeah.
Let's get a crew. But the cool thing is that they always say like they're a super group because like everyone plays in other bands.
Totally.
Like they got the
the
guitarist from July Talk.
Yep. Yes, July Talk, right.
They used to have her name's Robin. That was their old keyboard. She doesn't play with them anymore because now she's like full time with like Our Lady Peace
Whoa, unreal.
and like plays in a few other bands too.
She's that girl that sounds like Janis Joplin.
No, that's
Okay.
Gnarly Barkins,
Oh,
who
yeah,
has
yeah.
I think her real name's Carly, but her Insta is
Gnarly
Gnarly.
Tremendous.
Her alias.
Yeah,
Tremendous. That's
but
a good- that's a
she's
good one.
or I think it's Carly Akins, maybe.
Okay, yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
that
I don't know.
sounds- that sounds
She's been on.
She's been on Friday Feeling
She's been on
I'm
Friday
pretty
Feeling
sure.
a couple times.
How is
and
this so
Essential
weird?
Tracks.
She's wicked. She's so good. I remember the first time.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen her at any of the live shows because she had only really played, I think, the Toronto ones, and we mostly go when they come to Hamilton now.
Sure.
Because like, why go to Toronto when you can just stay in Hamilton?
I think
But she
they
played
live in- someone lives in Hamilton, right?
A bunch of them do now.
Yeah.
A lot of them move here because you
A
can't
lot of
afford to go to
musicians
Toronto.
live here, man.
Yeah. But we did last year the Victoria Day long weekend. They did that 100. We're gonna play 100 songs, and we're
Right.
gonna live stream it.
Right. What about their New Year's shit? Did you see their
Oh,
New
we
Year's
did
stuff?
that. We did that
Oh,
too.
You've done that numerous
They've done it
times.
2 years in a row now.
Yeah.
That
We
was good.
watched it.
That was
Man,
so
it's the
good.
best.
It's so fun.
Must see TV.
It's just
Legit.
great. Like instead of having music on at your party, you just
Yeah.
throw them on the
Oh,
TV
it's
and
amazing.
run your speakers through it.
It's the best. And they're so good, and the songs are really cool. Like, it's a good mix.
For the Victoria Day, we're in my backyard. Brought the TV outside.
Nice.
And just were watching it in the backyard. Like it was so fun. Like we were out there till the very end, and we started at like, I think we didn't even get in at the beginning. So like, kudos to them for playing that whole thing. But like, we got in around song like 30 or something, and it was already after 7:00.
Oh, yeah.
And they played for another 5 hours.
No, they're doing stuff that's like, they're like feats of endurance, essentially. Like, even the New Year's Eve thing, like, that's so long to play. And I know they take breaks and whatever, but still.
They raise
like
a lot of
playing
money
hours
for
and
charity with
hours.
those too. Like
So
they're
cool.
They maintain the energy level
Big
for
time.
each set.
Big time.
yeah.
Crazy.
That's the good part about having multiple people.
Yeah.
You can
That's
swap
true.
out. Not everyone has to sing every song. Not everyone has to do this. It's like a lot of swapping of instruments, a lot of swapping of. They do the best job of matching who's singing what.
Totally. And the switching of instruments is super cool. Like, so speaking of Reckless Harbor, we're starting to do stuff like that. Because
Ayo.
basically all of us
Tell us
can
more
play.
about Reckless Harbor there, Mark.
Oh, it's
What's
just a little
Reckless
band.
Harbor?
So, as I'm sure our loyal listeners have heard me talk about, actually a mutual friend of ours, Trevor Rhodes. Shout out, Trev, if you're
Shout
listening.
out Trevor
because
Roach.
we know you
Shout
are.
out The Scar.
Yeah, exactly.
That was his, that's how I met him.
Oh, cool. What was that?
It was his rep name during orientation week.
Oh, badass.
He
The
carried my
Scar.
stuff into residence when I lived in Bates in first year.
Unreal. That sounds like Trev. Amazing. Trev, Lauren Helder, John Harley, and myself. John Harley and I were in bands before, and you know, I was in a band pre-COVID, and we were just starting up. We didn't even like figure out a name yet, and things kind of just like kind of fizzled away. And again, we had nothing. We couldn't play, and some of our members like went back to school and started getting new jobs, and it was just like it came to a like kind of a crossroad where it was like, you know, we either keep
What are
going,
we doing?
We either keep going and essentially not do anything because we couldn't play anywhere, or we just have to like kind of go our separate ways.
Which one was that? Because you've been in a few bands.
So
over the
that
years.
was after like Strathcona Alexa, or whatever you want to call it. And
Yep.
again, we didn't really have a name. We were kind of called Fine Lions for a second.
Yep.
But then we got to
Great
cease
name.
it was cool. And we got a cease and desist from this Fine Lion. It was actually only singular. But he was from Texas and had been around for a while. And it was just like, you guys can't use this.
He said, "Excuse me, we're multiple."
Yeah. I know. Well, I was like, isn't that different enough? But again, it's too close, and I understand that's the hardest part about finding a name, because if someone else has it, that's a band. I mean, it can be really anything that's at least not a band.
Yeah.
But if another band has it, you're fucked, essentially. Well, that's what happened with the previous band, Strathcona. There was a band out out west called Strathcona, which is also another good band name, especially for Hamilton.
Yeah. What if you were Fine Lines?
Fine Lines,
That's
maybe.
definitely a band name, though.
But that's the thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? So, like, honestly, you'd be so surprised at how many band names already
The
exist.
street name is such a good route.
Yeah.
Like, what if you're
the Arkells did it.
Herkimer?
Yeah.
But that's the backside. You also have to get a good
It has
street
to be,
name.
Yeah, that's the problem. And it can kind of maybe put you in a box too, that people only recognize it from the town. But no, I think it's Grammy and the Arkells did it.
Did you ever think about King Street?
Just King Street?
Or Queen Street?
Just Queen.
King Street West?
Main Street.
Maine. We're called Maine.
72 King East. That's just the name of your band. Just an address.
Just start putting out addresses.
And then people look it up.
And it's the court.
Wonder what that is. But there's like a million of them.
Yeah.
Have you tried John Sapinka?
Yeah. Mac is just just Augusta. Augusta.
Oh, Augusta would not be bad.
Macassey Smile. But that's for sure, because like Augusta is like a Roman Augustus Caesar. Like
Right.
Yeah.
you're for sure running into issues with that.
That's
I don't think you're running into issues with John Sapinka unless like his family sues you.
You name
I
yourself
think they make
after
it-
somebody.
Yeah,
Well, my high school band was
James
called
Earl
Qualic
Jones.
and the Insane after Mr. Qualic, our physics teacher.
Of course.
Ooh,
Shout out.
copyright right there.
Qualic and the Unseen, but he he signed off on it. He said it
wore
was
a
good. He
fishing-
didn't even know what the fuck was going on.
He
So.
wore a fishing vest
He
every day.
had he had 3 shades of fishing vest. He had like an olive, like a dark beige, and a light beige. That was almost white.
I never saw him take anything out of it either.
But each pocket was like
Was
stuffed.
full. So it's like, are those snacks?
It's just joints.
You're
or
just a
something.
well prepared guy.
Honestly, if it was joints, I'd be like, yeah.
Makes sense. Like if he wasn't, this guy was an interesting cat. If he wasn't in like the science room, he was in the auto. Like there's no other place you're gonna find him. And he was
Trying
just
to fix his car because it was
yeah.
a piece of shit.
most likely yes.
Yeah.
But he just like wasn't like he wasn't like
he
a
wasn't there
physics.
to
He wasn't like a
teach.
regular science teacher who's like let's teach these kids. Like straight up, me and my buddy Nick Johns did an early like video show. Like what would you even call that? Early like YouTube show.
Yeah, I remember. What was that?
It was called Mark and Nick Go to Physics, and it
Oh,
was
wow.
me and my buddy Nick Johns, who is I don't know, and
oh yeah.
so
yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
so anyway,
yeah, you nailed
and it
that.
was literally like it's in grade 11 physics, and grade 11 was the best year, right? Because it doesn't really
Matter at all.
You're probably gonna at least get to grade 12, and then you can buckle down. So like, let's just get through this year. It's great. Doesn't really matter. You're not a grade 9 anymore. You're not necessarily like the king of the school, but you've been around the grade 12s that they can't really do anything to you anymore.
You know
You're
what's
like, I
going
know
on?
who you are, man. Like you did this 2 years already. It's over. Whatever that scenario would be. It's a good year. I had fun in grade 11, but in grade 11 physics, me and my buddy would literally, and our other friend, actually Eric Amoral, shout out Eric Amoral, Portuguese kid.
Yep. Good soccer player.
Yeah. He had like a fucking handheld camera, like not even a video camera, like a digital camera.
Yeah, one of those
like
shitty.
an Olympus.
That was probably like 8.6 megapixels.
easily, bro.
And you're
Like,
like, oh,
we
my
had
God,
better
it's-
on our watch.
It's so clear.
Oh, yeah.
No, but back then you're like, oh my God,
It's
the
crystal.
best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, this thing, like this is better, like triple what
Legit.
people are paying like $500 for. And they're like,
Man.
but my camera can go underwater, and
Imagine-
this one's blue.
Imagine buying like an SLR in like 2003, and now like your phone has better megapixels than a fucking Canon. Like, you know what I mean? Right.
Yes.
So anyway, old school, and he would film me and my buddy Nick just talking crazy shit. Like essentially, it was like an early podcast, really.
You guys were doing bits though,
But
like you
bits.
weren't yourself. You were
No.
you were doing the original exaggeration of who you are.
Yeah, 100%
Like,
bits, and it was
Maryland.
Yeah.
You guys were absolutely
and like making fun of our friends and stuff, like right on camera, and we had to be like, shit, we can't like use
totally
people's names.
nonsensical too.
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
using like fake accents.
Oh, craziness.
Oh.
The technical premise of the show was this is how we got to physics.
That's how we got to physics
Right.
that day.
And some crazy shit happened.
Yeah.
Like we were in a canoe, and
Twiggy alien
it was
Trevor.
concave. So because again it's physics, so we're learning about some fucking shapes and light physics and stuff. And we're like,
We're in
this
this
concave
concave
canoe. So
canoe.
the canoe is the other way. So now you're
convex.
you're somehow under the water.
You're under it, and then
you're like
Twiggy
on
alien-
like the surface. And
Twiggy
it's
alien
craziness.
Trevor
Yeah.
comes in, and he starts carrying the canoe, but then it's too high up for us to reach.
Right.
So then
And then we had to call some celebrity would be involved at the time, like
Randy
you know what I mean?
Bobandy
Sean
shows up.
Kingston.
I love this
Like
song.
Sean Kingston was involved at the lot
And
because
then-
he was around at the time.
And he came in and he called 911 and a
Right.
Shorty, and then Shorty shows up, but not 911. Like
this
it was
is pretty much exactly how one of these
ridiculous.
episodes would go.
I've watched all of them.
Yeah.
So my question is, are they still available for public viewing?
So they're on. I saw them the other day. I don't know if they actually exist on YouTube. I think they were only on Facebook, but they exist.
Can't wait.
So I need to post them on YouTube because it'd be really. It's like grainy.
who's
It's
got
like
the
looks
master-
old as
Must-see
fuck. It's
TV.
great.
As
Yeah.
as a
Seriously.
man, as a man who has a couple YouTube videos that he's not the most proud of, I get the grainy footage side.
Yeah.
Shot on a webcam in 2006.
Right.
Is low quality.
Yeah, that's LD. That's
And this was
not-
also
that's not even SD.
so Tristan has seen these.
Once or twice.
It's bad because we didn't first of all, we like made a YouTube channel. We're like, I don't know what to do. Like, what are we gonna name this? We couldn't think.
Sure.
We're just like, Scott's pretty white. Almighty Whitey.
Ill-advised.
Stop it.
Ill-advised.
Stop it.
We didn't know.
That's what Alex Jones was going to call his channel. He was probably pissed.
Oh yeah. I actually sent him a yeah. Oh,
That's fucked,
I know.
man.
That's why I don't tell people about it. I hope no one listens to this show.
Dude.
Well, J. Cole's listening, so
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, Jay.
it's done.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
no
like-
one knows the login anymore though either, because whereas like we don't. So like it was Shoutout Mark Lennox.
Hey.
It was his email that he let expire. Like he doesn't know how to get into it. He doesn't use it. It was his account. We were in grade 8 when we started it. Like just like there's no way.
That's the early days, though, man. That's
Yeah.
like, that shit
Don't
was the
let your
Wild
kids
West.
online.
That was the Wild West.
This is because our parents didn't know what online was. We didn't either. We're like, yeah. What's wrong with calling it Almighty Whitey? I think my dad would have been like,
somebody, hopefully
Like-
somebody would have been like, yo.
yo, yeah. You know, just tough look for you, boy. Here we are.
Fuck, that's crazy shit, man. Yeah, like even like it was called Amoral Production. It's not bad, but again, like I
just
think it
his
was
name. That's fine.
A Puka Entertainment, like after our buddy Anuka. Like it was just like not right, man. It was just like stuff where you're like, this is funny. People think it's funny. Like literally, people would watch and be like, this is great. But
Oh,
like
I
again, you
watched
look
them. I
back
was
at it and you're like,
dying.
what the fuck were we saying? It was so literally nonsense. Like,
yeah.
but again, early days of like video creation, YouTube, just like trying to figure out how the internet and shit work too, right?
Yeah. Tristan, what was your band name in high school?
A streetcar named Disaster.
Sick.
Not to be confused with a streetcar named Desire.
Yo,
It was
that's
like
a
your-
wicked name.
It was
man.
like your favorite like 17-piece punk rock band
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
we
thing.
played,
There
we played
were-
a lot of stuff.
There were so many people.
bunch
in
of
that
people.
band.
Yeah.
That's sick.
It was
That's a great
essentially
name, though.
anyone who played an instrument was in the band. Like instead of the school having multiple bands, they just had one.
Yeah. And just play
We
different
died
genres.
because Tristan showed us this. First of all, he looks nothing like he does now. Second of all,
I hope not. It was high school.
he's wearing a bear hat,
Fox hat.
fox hat, the
Nice.
With
whole
the
time.
tassels on
Yeah,
the side.
with
Unreal.
a face,
Unreal.
like all of it. He wears it the whole show. We're like, why are you wearing that? And he's like, someone said to be sick.
Like his kind of Scott Pilgrim-esque vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in a
that
band
not as
name.
cool.
That time of year, like
He's in
that
a-
time period, though,
Yeah,
right? Where it was
yeah.
like that. I understand.
Exactly.
I
He's
know
in
where
a
you're coming
band
from.
called
Yeah.
Streetcar Named Disaster.
Tremendous,
so,
though. That's sick.
Uh,
Did anyone else ever do that name? Do you know? Because like,
If they did, I'm
No, I
sending
feel
them
like-
a cease and assist.
yeah, I think
yeah, seriously.
I think that's one where they would come in and be like, no. Like
I
you
don't
can
know,
be a
man.
cover band
It's
at
pretty
best.
fucking cool. Like it's. I know it's very close to a streetcar named Desire, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I
It's
don't-
Still,
I don't-
A
think
subway
anything
named
existed.
Yeah.
Jared.
oh no.
Oh.
Oh, foot long. Anyway, what? But yeah, I mean, like honestly, like I think it's up there with like it's that same like Death Cab for Cutie. Just
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
a good amount of words,
Yeah.
and
Well,
You have to either
It's
go. You got to go short or
hipster
you got to
enough.
go long.
right.
Right.
Well, that's the toughest part. Like
Panic
again,
at the
band
Disco,
name,
Plain White Tees. Like
Right.
you know, those are like kind of longer.
or you do like
versus like
AFI,
Rush.
or like Rush.
So there's one band name I can't get out of my head. It came to me via a band name generator.
Okay.
2 words: lasting smooth.
Oh, very interesting.
And
that makes me uncomfortable.
I
What
know.
genre of music though?
I don't know.
'Cause that is a
probably
big part of it.
punk-esque.
Lasting smooth.
I don't know, but
It's kind of
it's just in my mind. It almost is.
If you have a long band name though, you need a short form of
Sure.
the band. Death Cab for Cutie, Death Cab.
right.
Panic at the Disco, Panic. Dirty Nil.
Sure.
You know, you can't have a
Smooth.
You can't have
Yeah,
lasting.
yeah, we're gonna go. See
Yeah, you guys
Smooth
want to go
tonight.
see
L
last?
Smooth.
You guys want to go see Lasting this weekend?
L Smooth.
You guys feel like Lasting?
Yeah, Lasting's my favorite band.
Well, Lasting's my favorite thing to do.
But yeah, I think there you go. Especially in Smooth. But that's the thing with the band name too, right? You have to almost think about that.
Yeah.
Or like even with Reckless Harbor, like I have to say with a W because it is different. Because sometimes people think reckless with an R, obviously, but then there is reckless, which isn't really a word.
Yeah, it's your the avoidance of a wreck.
Yeah, exactly. In a harbor. Which,
Oh shit, that's so.
yeah.
It's clever.
Right?
I thought you were going for the. I didn't think of this because I thought of R reckless.
Exactly.
Even
Exactly.
though
Actually
I saw
defaulted
it.
to the W.
So I saw it with my eyes, and I saw W, and I was like, "Yeah, reckless." But in my mind, I spell reckless with a W because I'm an idiot.
Even like reckless.
So I was
reckless,
like, "Yeah, this harbor, like, yeah, they have like they have rocks everywhere.
Right, yeah,
they don't
exactly.
care.
Yeah,
they
no, we
didn't.
don't care.
They didn't make.
We
the
don't
water
clean
level
shit up. There's
higher.
no buoys or anything out there. You don't know. You don't know.
There's
No.
one lighthouse, but it's only on during the day.
Right.
Yeah. Daytime
It
Lighthouse.
reflects the
That's
sun.
my band name.
It's-
Daytime
it's
Lighthouse.
based on the
That's not
sun.
bad either, though.
Daytime Lighthouse is a great name.
Daytime
For-
Lighthouse.
If you really don't take yourself seriously.
Daytime Lighthouse is sick as well, like kind of screamo-esque. But yes, again, these are the things you take into account. Again, even genre, like
Yes.
you're not going to call like a folk band Goiter, which is a sick like hardcore metal name. Shout out my pops, he always loves that name. If you're like the hardest core fucking band ever, it would be great.
Grindcore.
But for what we're doing, yeah. But for we're doing, if we were called Goiter, no one's ever going to see us. No one's ever going to come to our show. If you see that on a matinee, and someone's like, it's like a folk
Playing
lineup.
the folk festival
and
this
Goiter.
weekend is Goiter.
Come on down, everybody. 4 piece.
Playing this weekend, nice at the folk festival is Blooded Cat.
Exactly.
No,
Cannibal
no.
Corpse.
There's so I said grindcore there. My barber, Kyle McPhail hair, shout out. The
Listens
best.
to grindcore when he's cutting your hair. That
No,
would be
no, he
violent.
told me.
That'd be aggressive.
So like he's into punk, he's into the alternative music scene.
Cool.
And he told me, he's like, you know what grindcore is? I was like, not at all. He goes, well, let me explain.
Oh no.
I went to this show. I was like, okay. He's like, it was 15-minute long. I was like, cool. He's like, it was at the skate park on what's that park like near Houston they used to play basketball at by the Burnt Tongue beside Edgar Davey.
I don't recall the name.
So it's at that park in the skate park. They play for 15 minutes. One of the instruments is like a saw, like literally like they're like grinding metal. They're like, and it's
No
like,
way.
It was like absolutely fucked. And like the cops came immediately, and then they're like, "This is part of the show." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I like a melody or a riff.
Right.
I like a little bit of music.
I like the guy on the saw.
I feel like that would just be the guy playing the plug-in electric mixer.
Just like unplugging, plugging back in. Like,
Guy's got a KitchenAid, just throwing forks in it.
you could make it work. You could probably do like some dubstep shit with like kitchen appliances if you actually figured it out.
Yo, who's the guy? Jack DeLong? Jake DeLong?
Yeah.
Is that his name? Jake DeLong does
Last name Robert DeLong.
Robert DeLong. He so he's DJ, but he sets up all of his DJ like instead of like having just like a do 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 do. He sets it up on like random shit.
It's
So,
like video game controllers.
His big one is like he played a whole song on an Xbox controller and like everything was a different sound and like that's how he made the song. It's like
Sick.
he's like super super cool. Apparently, he played Way Home the first year or the second year, maybe the first year.
It was the first.
And we went and it was at one of the side stages so that you could really see, and it was so cool.
Whoa! Did you guys ever hear the band Holy Fuck?
No, I've only heard about
No.
Fuck Holy, the
Right.
Christian rock band.
Oh God! Oh Jesus!
Yeah, that's one of their songs.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. That's a good one.
Oh Jesus!
So Holy Fuck is a Canadian band. They're a bit of a super group as well. Oh man, I wish I remembered their leads, like what band their lead singer was from. Anyway, the drummer's from Winter Sleep and a bunch of other acts.
Oh, Winter Sleep, so good.
And their drummer is so good, man. Like Lowell Campbell is the drummer from Winter Sleep's name. I've mentioned it before. He's one of the most underrated drummers, fucking on the planet. Swear to God. Like, have you seen Winter Sleep?
I haven't.
If you ever get a chance, I know they've kind of ebbed and flowed about like where they are in the zeitgeist, but if you get a chance, go see them, because literally, I think they know as a band their drummer is fucking sick, and he's the show.
See Matt Schultz? Yeah,
Matt Schultz?
is the drummer. Yeah,
Of where?
of Holy Fuck.
Okay, that's probably a new guy.
Oh,
Because this is new. Because it used to be Lowell Campbell when they first
oh
started.
yeah,
Is that
he's
former
in
member?
past. Yeah,
Okay, so they might have a whole new lineup. I remember I was listening to them like early 2000s, essentially. When they
Lowell
first
was
came.
in Winter Sleep. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and Holy Fuck since 04. Doesn't play with them anymore.
Okay, yeah. So 04 is like
So
when they
don't
started. I'd
don't
say.
see them anymore.
Don't ever go see Holy Fuck. No.
Fuck him. See
No,
Fuck
see-
Holy,
see
Lowell's new band.
Yeah, exactly. And
He
listen to
just
their
finally
song,
saw
"Oh,
the light.
Jesus."
Yeah.
But again, go see Winter Sleep and stuff. But Holy Fuck, their whole thing was like their lead singer was like he had a big table in front of him of all like guitar pedals, and then he would like run. One of the craziest instruments he had was like an old film editor, and you could run like and he had it on the table, and you could run film through it. And when you like pulled film through it, it made a sound.
Yeah.
And then he'd run that sound through like guitar pedals and stuff and make crazy shit. And then there was a guitar player, bass player, and drummer that would like fill in the rest of the songs. And then he also had like a kid's Casio like keyboard.
Oh,
Like
I love.
remember? And they used to
love.
have like the presets of like do 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 and just be like arpeggiated stuff or
That's
like
how they wrote the Stranger
or like
Things
yeah.
theme. Was
Oh
just,
yeah, 100%.
Oh,
Just
really?
arpeggio essentially. Well, basically it is. It's
He
it's an
did this-
arpeggiator setting on a on a synth, and you just hold like a C major scale, and you hold it and just do 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 do.
Whenever I hear somebody say a note,
Yeah.
I just think of in School of Rock where Jack Black's going, hey, give me C,
Yeah.
and then
Lower?
lower, and then a third, and then
pump it.
pump it, and then Katie, you've ever heard of a G?
Cello, you have a bass.
Yeah. He was the old school Charlie Puth. You ever see those videos on TikTok?
Yeah, man. Legit.
He just like drops a spoon. Oh, that was an F sharp.
Yeah. Legit.
Or somebody like
Yeah.
farts.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, D. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
ever seen that?
Marks are always sharp.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, sharp cheddar. Ew. But yeah, that's
this
like
podcast could smell.
Smell-o-vision. Bigmark podcast brought to you in Smell-o-vision.
That's actually time for the live read.
Yeah, exactly.
This week's podcast brought to you by Smell-o-vision. Smell-o-vision. Make your smells come true.
Man, that might be the next thing, especially with people losing their smell with COVID.
No such thing.
We're
Never
gonna
heard
come
of
in.
it.
We're gonna.
I've never had
What
I've
is
never
this?
had a good sense of smell. Like
My buddy lost his sense of
bad.
smell because he got hit in the head.
So mine is just like, I don't ever
Wow.
remember having a good sense of smell. So like, unless I like have my nose like in a flower or in a dank fart, I don't know. I like, someone has to point it out to me and be like, do you smell that? And I'll be like,
Right.
yeah.
What, like a peony?
Speaking of. So good thing we're doing this week, because I just found out last week that they're not called peonies.
Oh no!
I thought that was a way better name.
Peony?
Peony.
Peony.
Yeah, Peony, Mr. Peony, our high school.
Oh.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, Pitch?
Hey, I'm Mr. Peony. How you doing?
Hey,
huh?
I'm Mr. Hey.
Boy.
Hey, get to the office, huh?
Hey, oh,
Hey,
bye.
you got books or what?
So I always thought it was peony, and I found out last week. I said, yeah, our peonies just bloom. They're so nice. And my aunt looks at me. She's like, what? I was like, peony. They just
Yikes.
bloomed. You saw my Insta. It's my brand.
Can't you sell?
She's like, peony. I went, you're joking. Everyone is like, yeah, it's peony. And I went, oh no. What I
Thank
do
God
know,
it's been all text.
so it's now like, so mine bloomed early because they're still young. Mine are only 3 years old.
Okay.
This is now a gardening podcast.
Correct.
We'll-
Anything goes. I told you anything
but
goes.
we're finishing with basketball. Don't worry, because
Alright.
we have to talk about the game. So mine bloomed early, 3-year-old plant. It's now full peony season. I have people tagging me in posts because I'm like, this is now a peony account. Check out mine. Man, mine last year had like 8 blooms. This year, like 40. Like it was
That's
just,
good.
it was Mr. Blooms. And the coolest thing, they're the coolest plants. I love them because for them to open, they have to have ants go in and chew the wax and break it, or else they
What?
won't open ever.
It's just symbiotic.
So I see all these people posting of peonies inside their house, and I'm like, no, do not do that.
Oh,
You
no.
just brought in a colony of ants. There's hundreds on every plant because they take the wax to like reinforce their tunnels and stuff.
Damn.
So like,
they live, like, around the
do
planet?
not bring peonies inside your house
No shit.
because they're covered in ants.
News to
Little
me.
tip for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, but I love they're my favorite flower. I fucking love them.
What
I have a
gets
favorite
you,
flower. I'm 30. Nice to
Yeah.
meet you. It was my birthday. Cat's out of the bag.
What gets you about them?
The blooms are just fucking incredible.
Right. With all the different
They
petals.
smell so good. They're big. They're short lived. I don't have to worry about watering it really that much for the rest of the year. But yeah, I have a full garden this year. I'm very excited about it. I planted on time for once,
Nice.
which matters.
What kind of garden? Like just flowers or
Yeah, just
vegetables?
flowers up front. We tried the backyard, but if you know anything about an East End squirrel, you know you actually can't grow backyard
They're
vegetables.
bastards, man.
We planted 6 tomato plants our first year in that house. We had probably around 100 tomatoes. You know how many I ate? Guess how many I ate? Both of you take a guess.
99.
How many I ate?
Oh, you ate or the squirrels?
Me.
Oh, so I said
So you,
they.
so you
How
think
many
I
they
had
ate?
one?
I think you
Oh,
ate
let's go
one.
5. Let's go 5.
I had 0.
No.
We didn't get a single one.
Shit.
They were eating green tomatoes. I even went out. I was like, maybe I'll just make some fried green tomatoes. They're like, not today.
So apparently they eat them for water. So if you have like a bird bath, they'll actually go for that before they eat the tomato.
What if I have a?
What if you just shut up right now? I thought that's what you're gonna say.
Why don't you just?
Why don't you just shut your big mouth?
No, I was gonna say, what if instead of a bird bath, I just had a poison bath where they went and died?
I'm telling you, man, you could, but then you got to just deal with dead squirrels.
Yeah,
like I'd be out there sitting back
funny you
there
say
with a
that.
fucking slingshot, just
Funny you
having a
say
good old
that.
time.
I've dealt with a dead squirrel already this year because one tried to jump from my house to the tree in the backyard.
I mean, we're
didn't make
talking
it.
the East End.
And what
dealing with-
happened?
Yeah.
I go out. I didn't know there's a dead squirrel until I look out. My dog's throwing something in the air, and I go, "Fuck! What did she get?" Go out, corpse. It's a dead squirrel carcass. She is
Freshly dead or like it's been dead?
like, I would guess a few hours,
Yeah,
but like maybe died night before. She's playing with it in the afternoon.
greasy.
Yeah, and I was just like,
I mean, again, it is the East End. You could always just like go like whoosh
and then
over
like
the fence. and
well,
be
so
like,
that's the problem
whoops.
though. It's like there was also another squirrel on the other side of my neighbor's fence that tried to bake it and didn't, but it looked like it had been laying there for a while because I was like, oh, what stinks?
I got a question.
Fire away.
What's the protocol for small bladder, big dreams?
Tristan has to use
Go.
the little boy's
Do it.
We'll still be here when you're back. Tristan's here. For those of you just listening and watching, Tristan never left.
Just watch that one. Just watch that one chord there.
Don't trip over it.
For everyone listening, no one will ever know. There you go.
For everyone watching.
But for everyone watching,
sorry,
we'll keep things going. No, don't worry. I'm feeling it too. We're almost there.
Yeah, we set a hard hour-and-a-half deadline. We're so close. Because last time we went way over. Now that Tristan's gone, we can finally talk.
Oh my God, that guy. No. So again, we mentioned earlier we played a little basketball together this year, and we played. Guys, we played in this league, and
we were close.
When it started off, honestly, there was probably almost no moment that really went super well because we started off going Sunday night. This is going to be great. Sunday evening, actually. In fact,
Sunday. They told us Sunday evening.
The exact words were Sunday evening. We're like, yes, that's perfect. You know, games will probably start 5:36.
Latest we'll play is 8. No, let me tell you. Earliest games started at 9.
Kill me. We had games at 11, right? That was the latest start, right?
Yeah.
11, or was it like 11:20?
No, it was 11 on a Sunday in Burlington.
Exactly.
After midnight.
Brutal. And this is the last game, so luckily, if none of the other games somehow fucked up.
Game one. We go, okay, we're playing Ed and the Ancaster High guys. These are guys that we've played against in men's leagues for a year. We're like, perfect warm-up. We show up. Ed, who we saw on the roster as the guy we knew, is not on the team.
Nope.
He is replaced by
essentially
Taylor Black,
an OUA
4-time OUA All-Star. We look at Mark and go, yo, you got it. He's 6'10". He can hit threes. He can dunk still. And
now, mind you, I'm wearing a jersey that's 3 sizes too small. I haven't run a court or anywhere.
Full wiener is on display because your shorts are like a 1X.
It was whack. They were actually double X, but like
they're from
again,
wish.com.
This is the problem. This is the problem with when I kind of felt that the guys who organized it weren't necessarily didn't really play. And like they might have played like high school, maybe.
No. So like they played competitively. That my thing is, I don't think they go a second without being stoned.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
So they played. They're just like
because again, there was a lot of stuff that wasn't thought out. That if it was a little bit more thought out, it would have been a lot better.
Like for example, they gave us the jerseys of the wrong team
to start. Great.
And we were like, hey, these aren't our jerseys. And you're like, how do you know? And we said, well,
Tristan's back, everybody.
They said, well, none of our
back in action.
None of our names are on them.
Right. Like that we're supposed to.
And then they're like, well, how do you know? I was like, well, I can see one of our names in that box because that says Korchinski.
Right.
And that guy's on our team.
And there's no other fucking Korchinskis in Canada right now.
And Mahmood is not on our team.
Right.
So I don't think these are. So they're like, well, if you say so.
Yeah, man.
We take it. The whole box is obviously our jerseys. So we get our jerseys. We play. Taylor Black destroys Mark. They have another former OUA players like 6'7" winger.
Right. Oh yeah.
Just taking Kobe shots. They wiped the fucking floor. We're talking about last year's. What did we
score? Like 17 points.
That game was like 20? 60 to 17. We're like, boof. The rest of the year was a lot better. Like our issue was every game, it'd be like 5 to 10 points. We're down, or we're like tied, or we're up even with maybe 8 to 9 minutes to go in the game. And then somebody looks at the bench and goes, "Can I get a sub?" And the bench goes, "Nah."
Right, because it didn't have enough fucking time to breathe.
And then the other team starts like windmilling and hitting threes and running in transition.
And they have 6 people on the bench.
We stop playing defense. We one game, Matty B, shout out Matty B, Farm League Brewing. If you're ever there, check it out. He is like, I have a migraine, I'm gonna puke, and just left.
Yeah, man, he was.
Oh, geez.
We were worried. He
Yeah.
looked like he was in rough shape.
Yeah, he was like holding his eyes, like he was shooting foul shots. He's like holding his eyes covering his eyes between shots. He's like, ah.
That almost sounded like me right when I had to pee.
You were seeing the light.
I was like,
you're
whoa,
looking right at the light.
What's going
on?
on?
So we did the smart thing. So we played in comp last year. This year we said, okay, well, we could do comp again, but we could also do rec. and we dropped down to rec. And thank God we did, because all the OUA guys are back, and they're in like the elite/pro-am. All the elite/pro-ams drop down to comp, and then the comps drop down to rec.
Nice.
And that's where our team, now renamed to Slow Motion, which is a great team name.
Very
Tremendous.
fitting.
Because that's like old dudes who don't want to run around.
sure.
Slow Motion.
sure.
We played the Hoop Collective, which was Tristan's. And I will admit, I'll be the first to admit, I was cocky going into the game.
In the same league in Brody again.
Yeah, in Brody, this Thursday nights. So we just played this last week. We were both 3-0, only undefeated teams. We're going into it.
Watch out.
We're talking. I was like, Tristan, like, if I'm a gambling man, I'd put the spread at like us 7.5 point favorites. And he's like, okay. He was like, yeah, that's probably fair. We think we have a full squad rolling up to the game. We show up. We've been informed Christian, our point guard, and like honestly, like probably like our best player, like
fearless leader.
He played a year at Laurier. Like he's just like, the thing is he can create his own shot. Like we're not a lot of shot creators. We're very much a system offense. So if the offense is getting shut down a bit, like if you need a bucket, we didn't have the bucket anymore.
I see.
It was his wedding dinner rehearsal. So he didn't. He was
regretfully
hoping
wasn't there.
He was hoping to make it. We got our game moved to later, just so that him and Andrew was in his wedding party, could make it. Andrew made it. Christian did not. He had too much to do,
Which is
True.
a
Which
really
is
good
fair.
success rate.
which is good.
Because
No
if you
kidding.
think
Fine.
about telling your
But then-
wife to be, hey, I'm just gonna play in this game.
Yeah, so
And
like
that's
part
not
of,
gonna happen.
but then the other thing is Andrew's there. He's like, I'm not really like gonna go up for rebounds or anything because like I can't get a black eye. And we're like, what? And he's like, yeah. We're like,
I mean,
what?
there's so many other ways you can still get a black eye, though.
Yeah, but
Like,
he doesn't-
realistically.
no, but he doesn't drive
Like
into
a car.
No, like in the
Yeah,
game. Like
right,
he
right.
stands and shoots threes,
Yeah.
and he's like, guys, I'm just gonna shoot threes. And we're
Okay.
like, cool. So, game starts. Tristan's team comes out, hits 9 of their first 10 threes, like hand in the face, contested threes, knocking them down,
Money.
and we go,
Water.
fuck. So we went down 18-2 to start the game.
Perfect.
We were not playing.
Perfect for me.
We were not playing badly. We went on a bit of run before halftime. It was like 32-22 at the half. And we're like, okay, we talked at half. We're like, hey, we're good. This will be fine. We just need to go on another little run. Every time we went on a run, they would just hit like 1-3. Like, you know, the classic of like you score 6, but then they score 3. So then like you're not really back.
No, you're like, fuck.
Tristan's teams ended up winning. We lost by 16. We went ice cold. Both teams were like, so one ref was great. Mm-hmm. The other ref was like a total piece of shit.
You actually had 2 refs?
Yeah, I know. Not like last year's
Jesus
Brody.
fuck, man.
We got what? We had 12 games and I had 2 refs for 3 of them.
2 refs for all 12 games. Yeah. No, like that was it. Sometimes
Yeah, we had
no
12.
fucking ref.
Yeah.
Self-efficient.
So yeah,
It was fucked, man.
defense calls fouls this game.
Yeah, okay.
Tech on me.
Get fucking
Why?
real.
And then just crack a guy.
It's
no,
defense calls fouls,
Yeah,
right?
always,
It's never been
always.
offensive calls
So
fouls.
it's
But that's
awful.
new, though.
Hamilton
That's a new
pickup.
thing. Young kids do offensive.
Hamilton City pickup is offense calls fouls.
It
I hate
is.
it. Shout out the clown.
It makes no
Clown.
sense. Even if like, how does that make sense?
We have-
Every time you'd be
dude.
like, you fouled me.
So we have this guy that we call the clown. That if he misses a shot, he goes, "You got me."
Of course.
And we're like, "What?
Right.
You took a wide open 3. You hit the
That
bottom
was
of the
that was a breakaway
you
layup.
hit
What
the
are you
bottom
talking
of the
about?
backboard on a layup."
That was an uncontested breakaway layup.
And
What are you
then, he's just the worst. He said
But that's the problem. I don't know. I
said some
think
other
that's a new
questionable
thing. I
things.
don't even know if that's just
He's
like
so Mark. He's 100% Portuguese. Like he looks like you.
okay,
Let's just say.
fair enough.
And then one day he was just like, "Yeah, I'm black," and everyone was like, "What?"
Whoa.
And he's like, "Yeah, I did a 23andMe. I'm 6% African," and everyone was like,
no.
What?
"No,
Oh,
no." And then one guy's like, "Stop, no, because I know where this is going. Don't."
Oh no.
It was not good.
But
What the fuck?
The game ended. Tristan's team wiped the floor with us. We couldn't get anything going. Everyone had honestly, like we played. Our team missed. It was a lot of fouls. You guys had like almost everyone on their team had 4 fouls.
Not me. I had one. I had only had one foul.
It shows you Tristan was shying away from contact.
Wow.
You got 4 to give, son.
It was wild. It was we missed.
That's what my coach used to be like. He'd be like, you have 5 fouls to give. You better use 4 of them.
We started counting. We missed 27 free throws. Our team missed 27 in a game. You
Damn.
lose by- yeah. I think we hit 6. I think we were like
Jesus
6
Christ.
for 30 something from the line.
Fuck.
I'm dreading the stats coming out this week to see what it
Oh,
actually
your
was.
percentage is done.
Oh, no.
I was 1 for 1.
Oh, there you go.
I'm back up to 50%
Keep that
on the
hundo
season.
piece. Yeah.
No, no, I went like 0 for 6 the game before. It's fine.
Let's go.
We miss for a team that gets to the line a lot. We miss all of the free throws, so it doesn't do anything.
It's tough, man. Men's league is tough because
Also-
you have such a mix of like
Brody
skill.
rims are at a 45-degree angle, depending on what side you're shooting.
Oh yeah,
at.
perfect.
They are they're weird.
They're first of all, they're double
There's
rimmed.
that
There are
weird
double
short.
rims.
There's that
No,
weird
no,
short
they're
court.
double rimmed. So if you hit them, you miss. And then the other thing is because of dunking and hanging, they're like literally bent one way or the other. Like so on our court that we play at court 3, when you're
And we're recording again. All right, fun.
well, sorry about that.
Sorry, a little
Sorry
technical.
about the cutout. Mark fell on the computer.
Yeah, I
He
just
blacked
couldn't help
out. He blacked out.
the enormous weight of Tremendous Success. What is that new movie with
Nick
Nicolas
Cage.
That's what it was.
But we were just saying about the when we
The rims.
we went back and saw where it died when Mark got catapulted. He got ejected off the.
We actually edited out what actually happened, and this isn't my couch. My landlord actually gave us this couch, and what he neglected to tell us that it was from the James Bond collection, and
Yeah.
it has an ejector seat in it.
Yeah.
and I had accidentally hit the ejection button.
When the sign falls down, it shoots you out.
Yeah, so that's why I've been trying to keep it up this whole time.
Yeah. But
Anyway.
so as we were saying, in the playground in Burlington, the right side of the court, when you're shooting from that side, it's almost like it catches it when you shoot.
I
It's
wish it was
perfect.
always like that.
That's why I only shoot from that side of the court. But
Oh.
but here's the thing: is I also shoot from the other side of the court. I didn't realize I just said I only shoot from that side, but I shoot from the other side. So then when I miss, I go, bro, rips higher.
That's right.
And I was just saying, like, this is the first time that we've had to have a scouting report on the net.
On the
itself.
rims, yeah.
That's so weird.
It's important. You gotta scout dead spots. This was a class. So if you grew up in Hamilton,
Oh my God.
and you're playing at an old high school, you
Like
knew
STM.
Westdale, the old BR, dead spots galore. You're dribbling a basketball on a full court break. You're fast break. No one's around you. All of a sudden, balls at your ankles, and you're just running with your arm doing this.
Yeah, it just would bounce back half as high as it would,
And
and so
then
you
you
just
just-
wouldn't expect it.
And you just blow it. And they're like, yo, watch out. Don't drive here. What?
And the one at
Yeah, you can't drive in that in the gym.
the one particular one was like right in the center of one of the keys too.
Yeah.
So like if you're trying to do like a post move coming across the middle, you try to like power dribble, and the ball would just like stay on the on the floor.
One was at STM that was in like right around half on one side of it, and I swear STM ran a half court trap just to take advantage of that dead spot.
See, I never knew about that because I've never dribbled.
See, that-
dribbled
I've
the
never
ball
dribbled
over,
a ball in a game.
or over half.
No, period, in a game.
Well, more than
If you
once,
dribble-
probably not.
No, if you dribbled, you got taken off.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But if it was more than just like drop step dribble, I'm out. If
Yeah.
I tried to just like if I tried to turn around and look at the rim, even
What
if I
are you
looked
doing?
at the even if I
Wow.
looked at the rim,
Oh no.
This is the
No,
worst
I had-
part about
I had
playing
the red-
Mark
I
on
had the red
a
light.
on a men's team now is he's trying to live all his high school fantasies. Guys running down, hitting trailing threes, but like about to break the backboard.
Hey, that's
He
what you
shoots
gotta
him so
do.
hard. We're like, you ever taken a three before? He's like, only when no one's looking.
not in
What?
2 years, not
As long-
since the Cops and Cats game.
Not in 14 years.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it's like as long as they're from the left side. Is that what you said?
Right.
The-
Yeah.
No, Mark wants to shoot from the left because he wants the excuse of, oh, yeah, rim was
It
high.
was the rim.
Yeah.
It was the rim.
Yes.
Yeah,
Preference
again,
for
the
left
weirdest
side.
thing, the hardest part about men's league stuff too is like, again, so many different skill levels, which we were kind of talking about.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't like, unless you really want to get serious and like practice, it's so hard to get anything done, right? So the best case scenario would be like try to get a bunch of guys who somehow played on the same team at some point.
Or have just played enough basketball that you can do like super basic things. Like in that game, we were in overtime, and it was still tied, and there was we had a baseline inbound. So we said, we had like our 5 like basketball guys on the court at
Right.
the time. And I said, do you guys know Pick the Picker? And they're like, yeah. I was like, okay,
Oh God.
we're going to run that. And they're just like, okay, sick. And we got to line
Coach
up
Scotty.
and line up off.
Oh, okay, good.
Like,
All right.
yeah, because
it went well. I was like, this might got
you,
go well.
no. You and like we talk. We're like, yo, like our base offense. We're like, yo, just run pass and cuts. Like move,
Right, motion.
like, pass, cut through, fill weak side, and
Yeah.
everyone can say yeah, and then you kind of freestyle off that.
Right. Again, that's definitely the next best thing. Is like a bunch of guys who at least have played a level where they know what needs to be done. And but unfortunately, even if they have played,
Yeah.
it's a really selfless scenario you find yourself in, where you
Yeah.
have to be like, I have to then, because that's what I ended up doing all the time. Because we'd play with guys that would go down into the post, and knowing basketball, I'm not going to just go into the post too and willingly clog it up.
Yeah.
So I had to stay out on the 3. And what the
Yeah.
fuck am I doing out on
And
the
like
3?
we modded it in the second half of the season. We're like, hey, if anyone goes low post, tell Mark go high post and hit the high low.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of buckets off that in
That
the
started
second half
working.
of the season.
But that's the problem. That's
the
the other
double
problem.
goes to the post.
Sure, but that's another problem.
And
with
we
men's
said,
league.
we said, you go low post
Yeah.
and look for the high post.
Totally. But that's the problem with having like two big men on men's league team, because then you're left with, do you go twin towers or do you just switch out every
Yeah,
time?
like
And you
that's
basically have to switch out every time.
You don't have a coach running your
Yeah.
subs, and then like if a guy like in a close game, no one wants to come off.
Yeah,
That's- that
it gets
too.
hard to self-manage.
But that's
those
what I mean
minutes,
about
right?
being selfless.
Yeah.
Is you have to be really like self-critical and be like, I suck right now. I'm too
Yeah.
tired right now. I'm affecting the team.
It's
I need
tough.
to take myself out.
have a-
Or have
Yeah.
guys on the bench that are not
Yeah.
scared to be like, yo, get the fuck out.
off. Yeah. So we have a pretty good group right now where everyone kind of self-selects of like what's their skill set, and if it's like, hey, there's a minute and a half left in this tie game, should I be on the floor? They're like, no.
Right.
And they'll just go, yo.
But that's what I mean. As soon as there's
get
any
in, 'cause
ego,
we
though,
want guys that can there's 5 of us that have played together a lot over the years. So we're like, at the end of the game, we'd like the 5 of us to be on if it's close.
Sure.
And we need a bucket.
Right.
Let's do that. Or like we have our lineup that knows how to press full court because we've played together so much. We're like, that's what we want on at the end of the game if we're down.
Yeah.
And it's worked out. But yeah.
because I'm sure if you got like 5 guys that played university and just throw them together, they didn't even know who they were. You get something out of it.
yeah,
Absolutely.
As
If
long
they were
as
if they were 5 different positions,
I think usually as long as you have everyone that's played to a certain level of basketball,
Sure.
You're good.
Yeah. But again, it's tough to be like, you can't practice, you can't, and then again, guys want minutes. They paid their money.
That's
and
the other thing.
there's the other
Everyone's
question. What do you do?
Everybody has paid to play,
And that's what you do.
and that's
300
do you only
plus.
get
Yeah.
8? Do you only get 8 guys on your team, and then it's more money,
but you never have subs.
less guys and less subs, and then all of a sudden 2 guys can't show up, and you have fucking 6 guys.
or 4 guys. Can't show
Or
up
do
and
you get
forfeit.
10 guys on the team or 12 guys on the team, and
Yeah.
then you have all the subs in the world,
And it sucks,
but now
so-
you're playing for 2 minutes a game.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's men's league at the end of the day, right? But it's fun and it's good. It's good to get out there and do a little run.
On that note, speaking of getting out and getting a little run done, I think this run's done.
Is anyone hungry?
We are going for wings.
Wings at
Odds
odds.
has the wings.
Let's go wings. All right. I think that's how we're gonna close it out.
Couple shout outs first.
Yeah, definitely.
Shout out T&S Social Curation Services.
T&S Social Curation on Insta.
Check them out.
Check out That Friday Feeling on Spotify. If you see us, if you can't decide which That Friday Feeling it is, it's the one with us in the photo.
How's the playlist cover?
Shout out our graphic designer, Sam Bailey.
Creative director,
Yes.
Sam_E Bailey on Insta. I believe I'm right. Hopefully I'm not wrong.
Shout out our manager and director of personnel, Aneta Ratajczyk. I don't know her Insta because she changed it recently so that kids couldn't find her.
Interesting.
Shout out the Bigmark podcast.
Yes.
Shout out Slow
Follow.
Motion. Shout out the Hoop Collective.
Yep.
Shout out
Reckless
Days Gone By,
Harbor.
whatever the fuck our old team was called. I actually
yeah.
can't remember.
Yeah. What was it?
Say-
Cookies and cream.
St. Mary's basketball.
Oh yeah.
Yo, the other week we fucked up. We just went Mary's on 3 and everyone just did it.
That's great.
Shout out Reckless Harbor. Shout out Trevor Roach.
Shout out everybody.
Shout out Karma. Shout out Pepper. Tristan just got a new puppy.
I got a new pup, Pepper.
Oh,
If you're
cute.
listening,
Shout
love you.
them all out. Yeah, thanks for having us on, man. It's been
Absolutely.
a lot of fun.
For sure.
This is amazing, man.
Look at that. Look at that. Hands
Look at
across
us.
the
Who would
world.
have thought?
Appreciate you.
Who would have thought? Definitely me.
Yeah. Well, again, you know, it was interesting with the COVID happening and not really having a lot of guests being able to come on. And honestly, again, I mentioned it before. It's on me too, because like it's so easy for me to do the solo ones, and like,
Yeah.
But these are where like the cool conversations are, and I
Yeah.
think again, cross pollination and doing all that stuff is important. Realistically, I started
Plus,
this for like the band stuff, so
You're welcome for this new camera angle.
yeah, seriously,
We're now a 3-person podcast.
we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going with the
Trifecta.
threes.
See you next week.
Shout out Jack and Christian. Got to come back on.
Yeah, you're
Sorry,
fucking
guys.
cut, boys.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you guys for coming. I can't wait to have you guys on again. Again, make sure you follow these guys. I'm going to put everything in the comments and in the description of the podcast below. So make sure you go check those out. Again, you know, if you ever wanted to reach out to us for any reason, hit us up on our Twitter at the Bigmark Podcast or on our Instagram at the Bigmark Pod. You can hit us up on our DMs for any of that. If you ever wanted to support the podcast, go check out our Patreon, patreon.com/the Bigmark Pod. We got all kinds of different levels there. You can help support us. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that bell. Make sure you like and subscribe the video. Rate it 5, whatever you want, but hopefully 5 stars.
Just rate it
Stars,
5.
baby.
Yeah, 5
I
stars.
realize this is like a 3.5 star episode, but just give it 5.
That's all. Whatever you think, just round to the nearest 5.
Yeah.
And again, tell your friends and let everyone know that we got lots of room for more guests. So we'll see you soon. Thank you again. Peace. Pew.